And he found out he was positive, and then he committed suicide.
Oh dear.
In February of '91.
Good. John, I don't know if I got you. Let me see this thing again.
Just be careful your arm to the left. That wall there, rippling.
Who are you putting on?
Everybody. I know. I'm going to be here for a while.
How many do you have so far?
5.
5, goodness.
David, Michael, the other Michael, my Michael, David, Mark. Anybody else you want on here?
No. Too many people on there already.
On June 29th, 1991, something extraordinary happened. It brought together hundreds of people, including members of the LGBTQ community and their allies, but especially those affected by HIV and AIDS. It even attracted an iconic figure, one who has received a status akin to sainthood in the LGBTQ community.
I have to get out of here.
Well, where are you going?
I got to go down Christopher Street.
Okay.
I can take a picture of myself.
You're all done up, huh?
Yeah.
Is she the guy?
Marsha P. Johnson was a pioneer in the gay rights movement. Here she is in the Christopher Street lamp shop of her friend and roommate Randy Wicker, also a legendary figure in gay history. Marsha is all dressed up and ready to go to a march starting at Sheridan Square near the Stonewall Inn, which this year is celebrating the 50th anniversary of its role in the riot that ignited the gay rights movement. Gays, lesbians, bisexuals, trans people, allies, those living with HIV and AIDS, everyone was invited to march down Christopher Street to the Church of Saint Veronica. The fact that this event even took place is something of a miracle, considering that unto this day, the Catechism of the Catholic Church number 2357 officially condemns homosexuality. But it makes sense. Christopher Street was the center of gay life in New York City since before World War I. People who have lost loved ones to the disease remember that the sores, the emaciated bodies, the suffering etched in every line of a face made it look like there were zombies roaming Greenwich Village. The pastor of the Church of Saint Veronica would have seen the devastating effects of the AIDS epidemic for himself right outside the church steps. So when Saint Veronica's opened its doors to honor those who died of AIDS, they came in droves, including the first openly gay man in history to serve as chair of Community Board 2 in Greenwich Village.
This happens to be an absolutely incredible sight. This church hasn't been this full in over 20 years, and the people back in the hall.
Standing behind him is his partner, a young Tom Duane, who would one day become the first openly gay man and the only person with HIV to serve as a New York state senator.
As long as the memories of those who have gone before us are kept alive, they are never truly gone. As long as we keep their memories alive, as long as we keep their thoughts in our minds, as long as we keep their thoughts in our hearts, and we act in ways that they had wished, as long as we pass it on to the next generation of gay and lesbians, their memories will always be with us, and they will never, never truly be gone.
Manhattan Borough President Ruth Messenger.
Need occasions when we can come together to remember and to rededicate. Father Smith, we all thank you for giving us a sanctuary in which to do that remembering, in which to do that honoring, and in which to commit ourselves that the best way that we can honor those we have lost is to fight like hell for those who are still alive.
It is my hope that your brief stay here at Saint Veronica's Church has brought you hope. Particularly, I pray that it bring hope to those who have lost loved ones. For those who ask the question why, I pray that this service give you strength to live your lives. And I pray that it bring you closer to our Lord. Go in peace.
Together the crowd lit candles, filed out of the church, saying goodbye one more time as they let go of the balloons bearing the names of their dearly departed. They walked, holding each other, down the 2 short blocks on Christopher Street to the edge of the Hudson River. This phenomenon led to the creation of the very first AIDS memorial in New York City, the 3rd one in the nation, and the only one in a Catholic church anywhere in the world. It bears the names of 580 individuals, most of them gay men who lived private lives, but also a few famous names, like Peter Allen, the singer, dancer, actor, Iris de la Cruz, an activist and founder of Iris House, which are shelters and resource centers for women of color infected with HIV. Marlon Riggs, artist and filmmaker, poet and educator. And Ryan White, the boy from Kokomo, Indiana, who got HIV from a blood transfusion and then changed the world when Congress passed the Ryan White Care Act to provide funding for low-income, uninsured, and underinsured people suffering from AIDS. The Church of Saint Veronica closed in the summer of 2017 due to low church attendance. The Village AIDS Memorial must be preserved. Over 100,000 people died from AIDS in New York City alone. Even today, upwards of 1 million people die from AIDS annually worldwide, and another 2 million are newly infected each year with HIV. If this memorial is removed, the memory of what happened here, the memory of those 580 souls, and a piece of the history of AIDS, New York City, and the worldwide gay community may be lost forever.